You'll remember that. Before I move, though, I should say something about that building right there. It's over a well that a dug well, which was filled in, and then I dug it back out and relined it. Oh, I want to say 25 years ago. What I'll do with that building, I'm not sure. I think I might make a map, a giant map in there of this whole site, showing some of its history. All right, now, this is going to gather heat, not only from the fireplace, not only from the bake oven, but also from down below. Not only from the furnace, but also because of passive solar collecting done underneath those buildings. And so that may actually become a warm space, what the Romans would call a hypocaust. Although, well, in any case, it will be warmer than the area around. Okay, you saw the sawmill, but we're still going to walk over in that direction. Underneath the inner tube is the blade. There's where the drive is, flat belt drive. The most interesting part of this sawmill, the belt is in that plastic, is that piece right there. That's a friction disc, and it's quite unique, really. It'll be fun to put it back together, and of course so much of the wood has to be rebuilt. That wood is the siding that goes on this little building. And these are mostly hand-hewn timbers, which I intend to use inside the Thomas Hockling Hall to support the balcony and just to show the beauty of hewing. And I may even make a space here for a hewer, for a hand hewer in here with the sawmills. While I'm down here, maybe I could give you a view of the underside of where there will be a water wheel. The posts are there waiting, and the water will come in. I don't know if you can see from this distance. It'll come in from a head race right there. There's just a little trickle. It'll come in, it'll pass over this wheel, which may be a pitchback wheel. Then it will go on a contour. I'm trying to move slowly over in this direction, all of it, until it drops again. Now these pieces are the pieces of a second sawmill, which have spent a couple years in the weeds, but I've dug them out. And oh, and the neighbor's barn, Josh's barn, is going to go somewhere right about there. It's a timber frame building, very small, and that's not immediate concern of mine. I may not do that until summer. I also was given another building, a lovely, wonderful timber frame building. The pieces are laying there. Some of this I might have already told you. And it will go between us, the camera here, and that little building. And that little building which has started is going to be where that 7-man machine that I just showed you, it'll go inside. And it and the sawmill will both be driven by a water wheel. I'm quite sure that I showed you some of this from where I began the Prospectus was up on top of that hill. Andy at the time was digging with his backhoe here, and the water, I don't yet know precisely how high that water is going to come, probably about where my feet are, and then it'll go out over one of the higher water wheels on the property. And the water from that then goes over to run the water at the cooper shop. This water is coming from the mountain on a perfect contour back there, actually below those pallets. And I'm so happy to have it running again, because we go through a period of about 4 months here where no water runs out of the mountain usually, but it's running again. And all my waterfalls have names. This is Erica Falls, and will be probably called that the whole way over the water wheel. And then the water from there will go down, and that's Renate Falls. The mill I'm going to call Jürgen Mill, after Renate's friend. And the little tiny building, I'm going to call it Wayne's Mill, after Wayne Frost. So everything has names. Now we're going to go later up on top of the hill, but now we're going to go inside what will be Hockling Gasthaus. That shaft with the rubber on it, it's my plan right now to use it as a vertical shaft in that windmill over the fountain. My Oliver tractor. Alright, now this is another one of those places you're just going to have to use your imagination a lot. But this building, I want to make it like the other one in that animals and humans will share it. The animals will be downstairs. The hay will be out of here within a month probably, or at least 2. This is my neighbor Andy's oats, which he's going to thrash. The benches go out. I've already begun to gather some furniture here. This part over here will have a very big room and probably something remotely like a kitchen on the end, because another chimney is going to come up through there and go up. Oh, and the roof line will change. I won't change the framing. I'll leave the framing. But the roof line will change. Instead of being a gambrel roof, it will be a gable roof. There'll be a second floor put over this big room. And it could hold hay, but I rather hope it will hold guests someday. This side will hold hay, and then over where I'm standing. Now, this floor, I've got enough of this material to do the whole floor. And when I sand it up, I think I can make it the prettiest floor probably on this property. The privy, I guess that's what I'll call it. You know, I don't know how I'd ever get permission to put in a septic system for such stuff. But I'm going to put a privy in here, and I'll just, if they ask, I'll say, well, it's never been used or I don't use it, which will be a lie. But it will be there, much in the style of, say, a German house in the Bavarian, in the Black Forest. I've seen such. This roof is going to be much higher. Oh, it's too much to explain. There'll be a chimney that comes up through here, a fireplace downstairs. It'll go up through and out. All right, those go out. Those go out. I can only show you so much. Let's at least go over and look at where the water wheel will be. And this water wheel, I'm not sure what I'll do with the power. In spring, I may have some considerable power here, but most of the year it'll just be, they'll just turn. There are the posts, as I say, waiting, and the water wheel will go right about there. This black pipe is here because the water supply for the fountain that I showed you will be up there where we just were at Erica Falls. All right, we're going to go up on the hill.